let's take a look at the quiz itself. As you can see, a couple more slides here, maybe just arranged just slightly differently. But conceptually, we do have our very similar question scenes here. So I'm shopping for their everyday style is, my price range is. Um, but then you'll notice that instead of having a sort of um, static image and product name, we have a little bit of variability here. So I could have 5 products, six, 7, or 8. And that's all determined by something that is actually, I would consider it genuinely an algorithm that the solutions folks, people like me, and there's a few others of us here, we can help you out with. So let me kind of walk through this quiz as it appears live. Um, and then we can kind of get into it. So the Mother's Day gift quiz. So I'm going to click take the quiz. I'm going to select I'm shopping for my mom. I'm a big mama's boy. Everyday style. She likes classic. Price range is 75 to 150. And then we are met with, this final product page where instead of the single product that we were met with on that first one, we have 6 possible options. And these 6 options are genuinely taking into account every answer that was given along the way. And so, how do we do that? Because that's, fairly more complicated than that first example. So the way that we handle that is we set up a little connection with a service called Airtable. So that's kind of how this is integrated, is with Airtable. If you're not familiar with Airtable, it's very similar to a Google Sheets or a live version of an Excel sheet. So I'm gonna click here just to demonstrate what's going on in the background. So this is Airtable. Each row of this Airtable corresponds to a possible product that could be present in the final answers there. So for example, the Amber Aura, that is somewhere over here. If I sort by, let's see, sort A to Z, Amber Aura right there. Boom. So that's that first product that I was met with, and we can see all the details here. So we have this is the hosted URL for the image, the price, and then a link to the PDP, which is another great thing I forgot to mention here. The final page here, where you're presented with all the products, this is in fact linked to the PDP. So if I were to click on this image here, I would get the PDP for that product, which is great because it makes this experience, the time between finishing your experience and getting something in your cart is very quick. And so back to the Airtable quickly. Couple great things about this. One, it's all very manageable. If there's an update in price or there's an update in a new image that you want to use, it's not a matter of going into the experience itself. For example, if I were working on this experience, the first one that we were talking about, the very simple one, if I wanted to update, the products in here, whether it's the image or the name, I'd have to go in here and manually manipulate the widget, which is doable, but it's an amount of work, and you have to kind of correlate all of that. Whereas in this Airtable example, I can just come into the Airtable and edit this in real time. And so if I wanted to update this hosted image link, or if I wanted to change the name of the product or swap it out entirely for a new product, I can do that simply by editing this Airtable. And where that sort of algorithm comes in, the consideration of all of the possible the answers that were submitted, the way that that works is in this last column here, you can see Mother's Day 2024 answers. This product, so the one that we were just looking at, the perfume, this is going to receive effectively 1 point every time any one of these answers are submitted. So if someone submits, in that order of questions, I clicked mom, I clicked classic, and then I clicked 75 to 150. So, this product effectively has 3 points, which since there's 3 questions, that's the most points that are possible. And there are 6 others, it looks like, if I remember what that final page looked like correctly. 6 other products which also were kind of leading the pack of all of the products on that. And so these are the 6 products that were met with, the 6 products that in the end had the 3 corresponding answers selected. So this kind of gives you the ability to show a larger number of products. Again, if I go back to that kind of simpler example where I have 1, 2, 3, 4, If I had 100 products in this example, I would need to have 100 individual, scenes and then 100 buttons to get to each one of those. This obviously a little bit more complex. I do have the ability to render, and this will render correctly if there are 4 final products or 5 or 6 or 7 or as much as 8. Um, it will render the correct scene and populate all of the appropriate products there. And the kind of the list of total products that they have is much longer than just those 4 scenes would indicate. I think they have about 100 products here as I'm scrolling through. Yep, 107. So way more, inventory that you can kind of utilize and highlight in your quizzes here. It's all controlled via this Airtable here, which I think personally is a lot easier to kind of manage than individual widgets all over the place and making things match up. You just have to make sure that your product row is the way that you want it, and then you'll get this really nice kind of sort of landing page at the end of the quiz here. And again, really highly reduced, time to get that product into the bag at the end of the, or into the shopping cart at the end of the process here.